Hey guys, I'm back with another action figure review, and this time we're going to take a look at the DC Universe Classics Kryptonite Chaos 2-pack. This 2-pack was released in February of 2010 and features Supergirl in her all-blue outfit and Lex Luthor in his power suit. So, a really cool 2-pack. I picked this up on eBay along with 3 other 2-packs for $60 after coupon. And so it was a really awesome deal for 4 2-packs. Normally it goes for 30 to 40 bucks. You could probably find it a little cheaper, and really the 2 figures could be found outside of this 2-pack, loose and stuff, probably cheap as well. So, yeah, I'm just going to show you the package, and we'll get on with the figures in a moment. So it's your typical DCUC 2-pack style box. And on the bottom you can see it says Supergirl versus Lex Luthor, Kryptonite Chaos. And then on the side you have some images that match the back. So that looks cool. And then on the back itself you have shots of the figures. There you go. And then you have some statistics for both. Well, you have bio and stats for Supergirl, as well as Lex Luthor. If you want to pause and read those, I'm trying to just not get a glare on them. And there you have that. So we will take a look at the figures. I just want to show you, they do come with 1 accessory, or 4 depending on how you look at it. So really Lex Luthor comes with an accessory, and that is 4 pieces of kryptonite, which 4 different colors. They didn't come in this baggie, but I put them in a baggie so that I would not lose them. I'll take them out to show you. So we have green, blue, I guess red, it looks pink though, and gold. And so, you can see the size in my hand there. Look at the green one. So the green, blue, and reddish pink are all translucent, and the gold was painted. Kind of bugs me, but oh well. I mean, most likely if you're gonna post him holding any of them, it's gonna be the green, because that's your typical kryptonite, and he does hold it. Let me see. I think it's this hand. Kind of just stick it in the hand here. Yeah, and he'll hold it. So, pretty cool. And you could use it for other figures. You know, if you have another open-handed, you know, you could make like an anti Superman suited Batman or something, whatever you like. And if you're never gonna ever use any of the other colors, you could potentially paint them with clear green and have some spare pieces of green kryptonite. This one's stuck though. So yeah, that's pretty neat. If you gotta be careful, I definitely recommend bagging them up in a little Ziploc baggie like this, so you don't lose them. Otherwise, definitely cool. So, we'll take a look at Lex Luthor first, since we looked at his kryptonite. So, this is actually a re-release of a figure that was in the DC Superheroes. Just, you know, your typical Lex Luthor in his power suit. And so, because of that, because it was a DC Superheroes figure, it is kind of small compared to the DCUC figures, which got slightly larger. But the only reason you really notice it is because he's in like a suit. You would expect him to be bigger, but it's not the biggest deal. So definitely still a cool figure. The only other thing I don't really like is, okay, there's 2 things. One is the fact that the green in his skirt piece doesn't match the green in the suit. And as far as I know, those are, you know, supposed to be the same green. And, you know, they're obviously very different materials. This is being just, you know, hard plastic, and this is a soft rubber. But I don't think it's a matter of they used the same paint and it didn't like translate to the materials. I think they used a different color paint altogether. And to me, that just looks really strange. I may just be being picky, and actually, looking at him on the viewfinder of my camera right now, doesn't look as bad as he does in person. This is a very, very blue green, and this is actually like a lime green with a gold, it looks like a gold overspray, so it's actually yellower because of that. So it's just me nitpicking. And the other thing is that these ankles, they're the same, these boots from here down are the same as on the DC Superheroes Mr. Freeze, and this goes for both figures. They get very loose, the ankles. I did put some super glue in my Mr. Freeze's ankles, and it helped him tremendously, so I will be doing that to this Lex Luthor figure as well, because otherwise it's really cool. So, here's some close-up shots here. Now, this Lex Luthor is prone to having, like, crossed eyes. I remember watching Stu Murray 47's videos of him making the custom suited Lex Luthor and picking between like several heads that had crossed eyes. This one's not too bad. This one's more like looking up at nothing than he is cross-eyed. So kind of weird. But really, I definitely get like the animated series vibe from him, or like Justice League series. It's pretty cool. I definitely like it. And then this whole suit piece is a hard plastic, so this doesn't move or anything. But I actually really do like the color of this part, the lime green with the gold overspray. It gives it a metallic look, and it looks pretty cool. It's really shiny. It makes it look like it's made of metal. And it has these wires here that are like a watermelon pink to go with the green. And the painting on the chest emblem is pretty good too. And you've got some purple here. Oops, here. And here. So overall really cool. And in the back also. It's figures like this that are fun to look at as far as DCUC figures go, because a lot of DCUC figures are the same buck used over and over again, so stuff like this is fun to look at. But anyway, his belt. See, the belt is attached to the skirt piece, so that's also soft rubber. You can see some stampings on the back. But yeah, this is a flexible piece. And you can see the purple even is different too on this skirt piece. I mean, I can see it again looks very similar on the camera, but in person this purple is very saturated. It's a very bright, nice purpley shade of purple. And yes, I am a graphic designer by trade. But anyway, the purple on the skirt is more muted. It's like it's been just washed out by the rubber. I don't know why, but that's what it looks like. So, and then the boots, like I said, are the same as Mr. Freeze. And you know, this is I find very interesting. They're all metallic purple except for these hoses, which were painted like a lighter pink or a lighter purple. I feel like that's a detail that you don't always see on these figures, and I really appreciate that. Even this little dot right here was painted a lighter shade. So I really do appreciate that on this figure. So overall, definitely cool figure. I'm going to go through his articulation, which is also a little different from a typical DCUC figure. But the head will go swivel and 360, I believe, if you wanted to in there, but you kind of can't really get your finger in there. It doesn't go up, it goes down a tiny bit, so no up at all, which sucks. And you can see like there's a pattern in there. It's kind of cool. The arms are on ball discs, but they don't quite move the same as a normal shoulder. Sorry, it looks weird in there actually. I think this one's upside down and doesn't want to swivel. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with my... Oh, there we go. There we go. Whew, okay. Had me worried for a second. I thought it was frozen. Okay, so yeah, they go up and down, all around. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and then you have the swivel at the glove instead of at the hand, which is also similar to Mr. Freeze, I believe, but a different pair. So no swivel at the wrist, no hinge at the wrist, which I happen to like, because, you know, the articulation, I mean, the sculpting's there, it hides the articulation already. If you were to put it here, you'd be breaking up the sculpt, so I like that. Now, he has no waist twist or ab crunch. He just has his diaphragm joint, which twists very well, and it's low enough that you don't really need the waist twist, but it doesn't get much movement for the what would be the ab crunch. Just a little bit. So, not the best articulation there. And then you have T-jointed hips under here, but you can't get them as far as you would normally because of the skirt piece. But it does, again, it is rubber, so it will move a little bit, but not too much. Same with forward and back. You do have a cut above the knee, single jointed knee, that gets pretty good range of motion. A boot swivel, yay, which, if you know that Mr. Freeze figure, you do know that's coming. And then big ankle joint, like look at that, that's not necessary. You can do some ballet. Okay. So that is the Lex Luthor from this 2-pack. Definitely cool figure, just needs some super glue in the ankles. So on to Supergirl. This figure is not as cool. She is pretty standard and unfortunately not very well put together because she is one of the earlier female figures by Mattel, and their female figures aren't that great to begin with. So she feels very fragile. Her arms are tiny. They're like toothpicks. I think they actually did get those a little better later on, even if they still were never perfect. But I just, it's really almost scary to move her joints because they're so, like, tiny. And look at this. Her elbows bend backwards. What? Elbows aren't supposed to do that. It's like, I don't know, it's just so weird. But she looks nice. The only problem is her face. She looks much older than she should, I think. I think it's really just the makeup. I think it's just this eyeshadow up here that makes her look much older than she should be. I think that she should have had more youthful makeup because she's supposed to be Supergirl, not Superwoman. And, it just kind of looks like a mismatch with the rest of her outfit. But the hair is sculpted really nicely. The face is sculpted really nicely as well. It just doesn't look like a girl. She needs better painting. But sculpted well. The hair looks really cool. It looks like it's like flowing in the wind. The cape has that kind of Superman cape syndrome where it doesn't like go down on her shoulders. But I like the sculpting of it. How it's kind of looks like it's flowing. And it's shorter than, a Superman cape, so I like that. And I do like this outfit better than the all-white outfit that we saw a little later, or, well, technically before this 2-pack, but around the same time as this figure. But the symbol on her chest is actually sculpted in, which, again, is a sign of the times. DC Superheroes figures had a lot more love in them than the DCUC figures, I believe. And she's got a little bit of a sculpted belly button. The skirt is sculpted well, too. It's a soft rober, and has nice little wrinkles in it. You can see, go all the way around. And then the boots are also sculpted right at the top, and little wrinkles by the ankles. So, really cool, that they gave that attention to detail back then. Of course, they won't be giving any attention to detail now. But as you can see, I'm having some trouble standing her up. Again, her joints. It's not just the arms that are weak. Her ankles are weak. Her knees are weak. She's just really limp all over. Just like loose everything syndrome. And you don't really see it like shaking her. But just like the way they bend and like move. It's just really loose. Really loose. You can see the wiggling. Just poorly put together right there. So, she's also going to need some super glue. But other than that, she needs, like, new arms entirely. But I'm just going to go through the articulation on her. Her head will go 360. It won't go down or up, really. You can kind of jiggle it, but it won't stay. Arms go up and down, all the way around. Or not. Looks like a cape blocks that. Never mind. She does have a bicep swivel, which Mattel did later take out of figures, some figures, I believe, because I think, unless I'm confusing them with Hasbro, which I know Hasbro has taken some out, but did Mattel? Not sure on that one, sorry. But that kind of tends to make the female arms weaker. And she's got an elbow joint with, look at all that range of motion. She's got a double jointed elbow, not in the sense we're used to on action figures. Oy. She's got a twist at the wrist, and you can see, I'm sorry, I didn't show you the sculpting earlier. She's got cuffs sculpted over her wrists, which is cool. It's a lot like the New 52 Superman. Kind of a bit of a foreshadow. And then, so here we have a twist at this midsection instead of at the waist, which is interesting. I mean, I don't really know if it helps one way or the other, as long as there's one, I guess. And I'm actually kind of happy they didn't do an ab crunch, because I think the sculpting is really nice down here. It looks feminine, it looks nice. And it is, you know, kind of a focus of her costume, so definitely prefer that they didn't do the ab crunch on her. She does have T-jointed hips, again, that don't really go very far out or forward and back because of the skirt. She does not have any sort of cut in the thigh, but a single-jointed knee and single-jointed ankles that are very weak. So, that is Supergirl. So we've got Supergirl and Lex Luthor in the Kryptonite Chaos 2-pack from DCUC, which is a really cool 2-pack, actually. And kind of funny they chose to do Supergirl instead of Superman himself, but a welcome 2-pack nonetheless. So, I'm happy to have it. And I actually don't have the Superman figure yet, but I didn't have Supergirl either. So, now I just get to take my pick on which Superman I want. But yeah, that's it, guys. I am out of things to say about these guys. They're both nice figures, though there are some little quality control issues or build issues in the first place, really. Definitely a worthy pickup, and that I know that I have been talking about these 2-packs for months now, but the guy probably still has them on eBay somewhere, and if he does, definitely pick them up. If not, then I'm sorry, I was so late. But yeah. So thanks guys for watching. Sorry for rambling on so long. But this was the DC Universe Classics Kryptonite Chaos 2-pack with Lex Luthor and Supergirl. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next review. Take care.